Welcome to the exclusive. I'm your host Sharon Tharp. I'm back here to recap episode 8 of The Traitors. This show continues to deliver, I will say, especially after last week. I feel like that was probably the weakest episode, but I'm excited to be joined by my friend, a challenger, the winner of Big Brother 19, Josh Martinez. Josh, welcome back. How are you?
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm excited. Listen, Sharon, I just watched the episode and I'm geeking out.
It was
I
fun.
am hyped. That was some of the best TV I've seen in a while. It was so good. I just love this show. So I'm really excited to be talking to you.
Yeah, I'm curious. Who did you have relationships with? You've played with CT like what, 5 times at this point?
I've played with CT a couple seasons of the challenge. Johnny's a good friend of mine, so I was so bummed to see him leave early.
Yeah.
Also Janelle, I'm just Janelle's biggest fan. So anything she's on, I'm gonna watch it. Super bummed the way that she went out, but I'm really close. I'm cool with Janelle. And then I know Sandra. I've met Sandra before, so always gonna root for Sandra. Yeah, there's a few people on the cast that I've known and that I've met personally, so I was amped, just like
Yeah.
freaking out as a fan of these people. I'm really excited to see them do their thing. So yeah.
Before we dive into this specific episode, like the Big Brother players have gone out, like obviously season 1 and season 2. Do you think that's a thing? Do you think it just depends on the players, or do you think maybe does Big Brother not translate, or is it?
You're gonna put me in the hot seat.
I'm just curious because I actually don't know the answer. Like it could just be circumstantial.
I think personally, I'm gonna separate the two. So I think that Cody had kind of PTSD, and I heard this directly from him.
Yeah.
After he played All Stars, he felt really bad the way that he played it, that he wanted to just play from moving forward. If he does future projects, he wants to play an honest, truthful game. And making him a traitor, do I think he was capable of being one of the best traders? Hell yeah, because the guy's really good at the game. But I think his morals and all that, he had a conflict, and you saw that. I still don't take away from the fact that he's one of the best game players. I think, listen, call me crazy, I think Cody's one of the best people. He is top 3 people to ever play Big Brother. He's one of the best to ever do it. But I respect it so much. And dude, getting to know him, I understand he's just such a genuine good soul.
Yeah.
So I understand where that internal struggle, and you can see it all over his face. Dan, oh dude, it was such a disappointment. It was just really, I think if anyone, the people that I was extremely excited to see play were Dan, Sandra, Parvati. These icons of, Sandra, Parvati, Dan, Janelle that I love. I'm gonna separate Janelle from this too, but I think Dan was disappointing. I think that Dan, tried to play Traitors how he played Big Brother 10 years ago. And with Big Brother, I can't even speak right now. With Big Brother, he was able to coast and kind of float, and then talk a big game in the DRs. And he was kind of able to lay low, and then he's a showman. He gets in the DR, and that's where he performs, and that's where he puts on he talks his smack. But I think that when you're playing a game with people that are skilled in strategy, that are the top of their game, Sandra, when you have people like CT and Johnny, I think that you can't be a one-trick pony. I think you got to be way more creative, and I think that his skills were outdated. I'm gonna get hate for that, but I think he's still one of the greats to play Big Brother. But I think that from 2000 and whatever the last time that he played to 2024, all games have evolved, and I think that you need to adapt and get with the times, or exactly what I think he played the worst game. I really do. I think he played the worst game. I really do. I think I think Dan played the worst game.
Yeah. I think he would maybe agree with that. I don't know.
And I feel so bad because I was so hyped. I was like, oh my God, he's going to kill it. I was so amped. And then I'm like, damn, Dan, you couldn't. It was like the game was too quick and he couldn't catch his footing. I don't know. It was sad to watch.
Yeah, and also, like you said, I think just reality TV has evolved. Like, these competitions, people are more savvy these days as opposed to 10 years ago. So, there's a lot of factors, but I don't disagree. He definitely didn't play, maybe.
I think if he was able, let's say he did reindeer games and he's got his feet wet and he was able to, do a game beforehand and kind of realize that the game is different. You're not playing with rookies. You're playing with people that are used to these fast-paced games and are used to strategy, and it takes a lot of, just social awareness and things like that and social cues. And I think that he was just too quiet, and I think he was too like just introverted. And I think that in a game where you're supposed to be communicating, that's not the way to play it. So it
Oh my
worked for
God.
each other. I just don't think Traitors was his game.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fair. Well, getting into this episode, we left off and, Parv and Phaedra decide to kill Bergie. I feel like we all knew this was coming.
Yeah.
Peter had a shield, so like they couldn't get him, so they got his right hand man, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if that really mattered. I feel like it hurt Peter to not have Bergie there, and as we'll see in this episode, I think Peter's starting to lose his allies a little bit.
Well, you lose a number. He lost a loyal number, right? Bergie was never going to turn on Peter. He was always going to vote with him. So losing in these games, numbers is everything. Alliances is everything. Like, hate it or love it, that's just the reality. So when you lose one of your closest allies, that's always going to be a loss. So, yeah, I think Peter's going into it not as strong as he was before. But I have to say, never did I think I was going to watch Traitors and think that Bergie and Peter were going to be some of the best players with the lineup that they brought. And Peter has been such an entertaining person to watch. I mean, he says it in this episode. It's like he's able to adapt. He's able to read the room. He's able to connect with people. And I think that he's just playing such a good game. So like, I didn't think I would be rooting for the guy so hard, but I'm like, damn, Peter, you're good. And he's entertaining to watch.
Yeah, I think for me, this episode, and we'll get into right now as we're talking about breakfast, they're waiting for, they figure out obviously Bergie was murdered. Yeah. I'm impressed with Trishelle. I think Trishelle is killing it. She's smart.
Crushing it.
She's crushing it. And, she knows Phaedra's a traitor, but she's also like kind of pushing Peter to like deal with it. I don't know. I think Trishelle's killing it.
She's so good.
Yeah.
She's so good. And I have to say, that comes from playing the challenge, playing all these games that she's able to peep game, and she's able to realize, and I think that, I'm sorry to go so hard on Dan, but I'm just so pissed that he did that. Like, I guess like it was his last trick, right? He's like, all right, I'm going to put the blame, but I'm like, put the blame on Phaedra. I mean, Parvati had a lot of heat on her also. So I think his best bet was going after Parvati. Instead, he took all of them down.
Yeah.
And I don't see them survive. I don't see Parvati or Fate. We see it this episode.
Yeah.
Damn, dude, you really did a lot of damage to their game, and it sucks. But yeah, Trishelle is just fucking good. She is good, and she's a great faithful. So, she's another one that I love watching her game.
Yeah, I think the poker player, the challenge experience. I forgot she won Fear Factor. She mentioned that. I totally forgot that.
Yeah,
but yeah, no. So she's kind of, when at breakfast, she's like, listen, I'm still on Phaedra. Parvati's probably a traitor, but like Phaedra is for these reasons. And she's like, Peter, go mend things with Parvati. And I think that's smart, because honestly, it's not smart for Peter, because we find out like people are like now sus of him, but it's smart on Trishelle's part to like,
100%.
I don't know. I loved it. I thought it was great.
Also with Trishelle, she has a strong relationship with CT, which I love their dynamic. It's so fucking awesome to see that. But she has that dynamic. She's in a really good spot. She's in a sweet spot. And like, I don't think a lot of people are onto her. I think being vocal in that game does put a target on you, but I think that she's doing it in such a fine line, like such a good way. And I think that I don't know. I could see Trishelle making it all the way to the end. I truly can't. Her and Sandra are playing great games as faithfuls. So, I'm excited that she's speaking up and that she's like, pushing her agenda and like targeting Phaedra. So, she's good.
Yeah, and she's speaking up and she seems like a faithful. Whereas Sandra actually isn't speaking up that much, but when she does, she's speaking like, people trust her. I don't know. Sandra's also playing.
Sandra has this energy to her. Like, she's such a boss. Like, she doesn't say anything. And then when she says something, it's like, oh, that's it. That's it. Yeah. It's like, all right, that's the way we're going. She is so good. And what's wild to me, like off topic, but what's so wild to me is Sandra being the gamer. She won Survivor 2 times. I mean, if you're talking about anybody that's good at these games, it's Sandra. Then you have CT. The guys won the challenge 10 times, no target. No target. Everybody loves them. Everybody's fucking best friends with them. I'm like, dude, they're playing really. There's a lot of people in there and that's what I think it's making it so good and such great TV, and it's so exciting to watch is that everybody's gaming so hard but doing such a good job at it. You know, they
Yep.
killed it with this group of people.
They did. And
I'm
I
super happy.
officially want to go on record saying I underestimated CT's like strategic prowess because he's also like killing it right now. I really am impressed.
It's so wild. He's so likable on this show, and I'm rooting for him. So, I mean, he's likable on the challenge too, but you see a different side. I think he's so likable on the show, but it just goes to show. That's why I've said this before. I was like, I think that where he's good at is that his target, he's such a good, strong player, but there's something about him that this target just fades away. And like he has this energy to him because he is such a likable, good dude, right? But he has this energy to him where he just plays possum. He sits back. He lets everybody do their thing. You know, he agrees over here, agrees over there. And then at the end, he wins. So I'm like, dude, he's so good at his craft. The fact that, you know, Dan was so onto Johnny and not CT, I was a little shocked, but I'm really enjoying CT on Traitors. He's been just a great player.
Yeah, I want to get into the mission a little bit.
I'm just finding out about everybody.
No, this is great. And I want to talk about the mission because I do think CT and Trishelle both shined here as well. Like CT screaming at people. It was great. But so Alan tells us, you know, oh, go head to my holiday house. I have a guest there. What were your thoughts about, well, one, when you heard Dr. Will was going to make an appearance, and then two, what did you think of his appearance?
I fucking love Dr. Will. I mean, I am obviously a huge Big Brother fan, but he is such a legend and an icon, right? So sick. I was a little bummed that Dan and Janelle weren't there. Like, I think that really, I think people knew who Dr. Will were, but like seeing Dan's reaction and Janelle's reaction and seeing that, like that for Big Brother fans, that would have been such a moment. I'm a little bummed that they weren't there for that. I wish they would have brought him in sooner. But it's dope, and I would love to see Will play the game. I don't know if he'll ever do it, but I think they would have to pay him big bucks. But he's somebody that I would love to see play Traitors. But I was really excited, just as a Big Brother fan, to see him back on screen.
Yeah, I thought it was perfect. I thought it was like enough campiness and like, you know, cheesiness, but like fun. It was. I liked it. It was a great little moment. And Trishelle and Sandra and I think Parvati was like, he's the most devious BB player in history. I was like, oh shit.
I don't think he is, but
yeah, I don't know. He's like devious, but in your face. I don't know. I don't know if I would call it. Yeah, it's hard to describe him.
He is the definition of entertainment. He was able to. Yeah, you could say play a devious game, but he is the epitome of like what every Big Brother player should aspire to be. Like everybody brags about Dan. I'm like, no, Will was able to entertain you and still played a great game. Like rent free is lives rent free in my mind is when he like told everybody he hated them. And I always think that moment, like that was just great TV. So
yeah. Will stabs you in the front, not the back.
Yeah. We love Dr. Will.
Okay, so they're in this creepy cabin. I think they really quickly find out it's like an escape room. I thought this mission was better than any other mission. It's just at least more entertaining.
Fucking
right?
Brutal.
With the tunnels,
roaches and rats and frogs and crickets and maggots, and they have stepped it up from season 1. Like they are not playing with the missions this time around, and I mean, yeah, that was just a really good, like they set it up perfectly, and that was a great mission. Yeah. I also like, you see the challenger in CT and Trishelle. They're like, the first one's like, I'm out. Yep. Like, throw me in there. I'll figure this shit out. So seeing CT take the reins and kind of pull through for everybody, I think that's another reason why he's so protected is because he's such a big asset when it comes to the missions, and he does really good at them because he's good at a lot of shit. So I think that, you know, him helping the team that just yet again wins over people and they want to protect him. So I was really happy to see how well him and Trishelle did.
Yeah. And also they didn't show it as much, but Parv and Sandra, I think you're right. Like these people that have played these games where you have to do like missions or challenges definitely helps. And Trishelle, like she said, was on Fear Factor in 1. So like I guess maggots don't bother her. I'd be freaking out, but
I would be freaking out.
Yeah, how would you do?
I would listen. This is why people are like, "Would you ever do Survivor?" I don't do bugs. I'm from Jersey. I live in the city. I live in Miami. Like I'll do lizards, I'll do frogs, fucking maggots and roaches and shit crawling on me. I mean, I would still do it. I would still
Have
do
they
it.
done that on the challenge though over the
Um,
years?
not anything that I've been a part of. I've never done an eating challenge and shit like that.
Oh, you got lucky then.
No, I want to. I think I would do really good, but
Oh, okay.
but yeah, I think that I don't know. I think my competitive nature, I would just zone out and just kind of like what CT did, just go through it. But that would freak me out. One of the funniest moments of the episode is when no, it wasn't Phaedra. It was
Sheree, MJ.
Ray.
Sheree.
She's running at MJ, and she's like, "MJ, help me!" And she's freaking the fuck out.
She has like a hood on with the glasses.
That shit crawling on her. That was such a good moment. She's funny as shit.
Yeah.
She has no idea what the fuck she's doing. You clearly there for the check, but she's a good one.
I respect it. Poor woman. She's like, what's going on? I don't know.
3 weeks, I'll do that shit.
No, yeah, it was fun. I also, like you said, CT knows how to make good sound bites too, like like good moments with the money in his pants and all that was like so funny to me.
He's good at his craft.
Okay, so like whatever, a bunch of them got through. Several people quit, which wasn't that shocking, I guess. Sheree, Kate, Phaedra, and MJ all quit.
Yeah.
Again, these missions that one was fun, but like who cares? I guess like the money thing, like whatever. At the end, I feel like they always get the money anyway. So
yeah, there's gonna be like a big mission at the end that they're gonna be able to collect it all.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so after the mission, before the round table, sort of Parv approaches John and starts this like waterworks situation. What did you think about her pitch and her acting there?
Forced. I think. Can I just say I fucking love Parvati, and she is so good. She's just such a good player, but I think that her playing so closely with Dan was her downfall. Like, she should have just detached a little bit, especially with so much heat on. You have 2 big players, and you join forces like that, and you're so close. I think that was her biggest detriment in the game, was playing so closely with Dan. But I think the target's so big on her back, like she could do whatever. She could swear on anything, and she's done. She's a dead man walking. So it sucks. But I respect it. She's gonna do whatever it takes, and that's why you love these type of players, right? Because it's like they're willing to do whatever it takes to survive. Like she turned on Phaedra. She was like, "Phaedra, I'm sorry, it's for you, kid." And so like that, just like as a game player, like people would say, "Oh, she's so shady." I'm like, as a gamer, like you respect that because like, that's what you want to see. You want to see, whatever it takes to survive. So I respect it, but I think it was a little too late for her to start pulling out the waterworks at that point.
Yeah. Do we think anyone's ever, like, Kevin still can't pronounce her name. I don't know what's going on. Poverty. I don't I just remember.
What is Kevin doing on the show?
Who, Kevin?
What is he doing? What is Kevin doing? Kevin is lost in the sauce. Like, Kevin has no idea. Like, he thinks he's filming something else. I don't know. He's probably the worst. You know what? I take it back. Not Dan. He's playing the worst game.
Oh, my God. I don't know, Josh. Like, is he going to get banished? Like, he might make it to the end.
He's going to make it. No, the guy has no idea what he's doing. Like, he has no idea what he's doing. So people are like, guys, Kevin is a faithful through and through. Like, this guy's lost. Like, you get me? So I think that's why he's sticking around, because it's like, all right, he's not a threat to the traitors. He's no help to the faithfuls. Like, they're just like, all right, this guy, they know where he stands, which is a safer thing than to be like, all right, trying to read people out. So, yeah,
True.
But
well, before the round table, we see Trishelle sort of sit everyone down and be like, listen, I'm gonna vote for Phaedra, and here, I have my reasons. Some people are on board, some people aren't. I feel like Kate coming in really messed up a lot of people's games. Like, obviously, right?
Hot take.
I just think, I love Kate Chastain. I'm a huge Below Deck fan. Love her. But she's always coming for my faves. Like,
she was just, Kate is great. She's funny. She's witty. She has good one-liners. She's great at roundtables. She's fucked up a lot of people's games.
Bad reads.
Horrible reads. Her reads were awful.
Like, she's defending Phaedra, and I do like the loyalty.
And I get it because they have that Bravo alliance.
Yes.
If you want to say there's something there. I don't know if it's been highlighted or not, but it's clear that they're working together. But it's like, damn, you are just. Her reads are so bad. Even like in past episodes, where was it? Where they were coming. I don't know. It's just, she's just
in season 1 too. She
hasn't added much for me. Like, I get it, she's good, and like she was so good on season 1, but like I don't know she's throwing off the game, and I'm not a fan. Her game, not her personally, but just like the game that she's playing.
Yeah, same. Yeah. She did say at the round table, when we got to the round table, well, Dan sucked at playing the game, and that's why he's not here. I was like, oh. Okay. So she's not afraid. She doesn't.
We were rooting for you.
I know.
We were all rooting for you, Dan.
I know.
Damn it.
I know.
I think 10 years is a long break, dude.
It is.
You can't come back with the same style. You got to change it up, man. And I'm rooting for him. Obviously, I'm a Big Brother fan, so I want to see all my Big Brother family do good. But I'm like, damn, dude.
I know. Oh. Well, we'll see. Season 3. Hopefully, a Big Brother player gets further.
Who would kill it?
Who?
I mean, I want to play Traitors, but you know who would kill it?
Who?
Nicole Franzel.
Oh, I agree, 100%.
You know who would kill it? Andy. You know who would kill it? Brittany. Danielle Reyes. Casting called me. I'm gonna pitch some people and take 10%.
I know, really. I think they're probably going for some of those names. I hope so, at least. I don't know for sure, but
I'm glad to see some of those people on. Nicole would be so good.
She's always underestimated, so if you drop her in anything, she'll probably go far.
Yeah, she's fucking awesome.
Okay, so we're at the round table. Oh, what?
Reel me back in. I'm going.
Oh, yeah, I'm reeling you back in. Okay. We're at the round table. Parv obviously talks first and kind of gives her pitch. I don't think it really matters so much. But then we get Trishelle, and Trishelle is coming for Phaedra. And I like the way that Trishelle sort of approached this. It wasn't like mean-spirited, but she was like, listen, this is, what I see. She brought up the breakfast reactions that Dan originally brought up, and everyone was like, what are you talking about? But she said, like, Phaedra, you never seem scared. Yes. So I thought that was
that's such a good take, though. Like,
it's
that's
true.
Something that I would literally be. I don't care I'm gonna be reading every single person body language, what they're saying. I'm gonna take all that into account. So I think that that's such a good point, and people like dismissing that is so stupid because she's onto her. She's onto her, and she's spot on. But I think that's something that's so good about Phaedra. I didn't know much about Phaedra before this. She's the best casting. Like, she's so good. But I think what's something that's so good about her and that I love and that I want to see at every round table is, like, she's prepared to argue, like, on the fly. Like, you say something to her, she's going to shut you down, and then she's going to literally devour you, like, eat you alive. Like, she doesn't back down. And I think she's an attorney, or they've said that. And it's like, you can tell. Like, you can tell. My dad always says I should have been an attorney, but like I can never argue how Phaedra argues. I get too emotional, but she's just great.
She argues also calmly, which I love. She's just like, I'm not frantic like you. I was like,
and then she's like, all right, next point. I was like, oh shit, Trishelle was not ready. She was not ready.
She tried.
And I respect this so much, but Phaedra's like a different, like level. She should have brought the notebook. That's what she should have brought. Yeah. Like, here are my points. Because, Phaedra's good.
And like the Phaedra at breakfast stuff, she has some really funny one-liners. Like today, I think one time it was boiled eggs, and then today it was like, I want cream cheese and preserves.
Yeah, it's like off topic. Like, somebody was just murdered, and Phaedra's really trying to get her meal right now.
Yes.
Like, people are scared for their lives, and that's why I'm saying Trishelle's spot on. Like, and it's true. She's so like, oh, well, I know I'm going to be here. Her energy, you can tell, like, she's not worried about being murdered. And I think that Trishelle, good for you. Good for buying that. But, like, people were just so locked in on Parvati at that point that it just...
Yeah. I think it's interesting. The other big point is the Dan thing. I do think that messed up Phaedra's game a bit because they bring it up, and even John. What?
I think it completely blew up her game.
Yes, it did.
Because Phaedra was in the best spot out of all the traders. She was sitting pretty. Nobody was onto her. Everybody loved her, kind of like CT. Like she was such in a good spot. Dan 1000% caused for Parvati. I mean, Parvati already had heat on her, but for Phaedra to be exposed and be targeted. So I think that that's all.
Yeah, because it's hard to argue, like, why would Dan do that? Like, he just wouldn't do that willy-nilly. And, like, even John, who I don't think voted for, maybe did.
I think he voted for Parv.
He voted for Parv, but he still was like, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
But what do you think about Kevin bringing up Phaedra's eye twitching? Like, what is that? Is that a thing?
Yeah, well, that's my reason for that. That's my observation.
That was his big contribution.
That's it. That's all he had. Kevin is, I don't know where they found this guy, but he's funny. He's funny. But yeah, no, I was just and I get it. Like, you have mannerisms when people are lying. Definitely, like, I think I've done these games so much that I'm able to, like, have a good sense. I'm very intuitive, but I have a good sense of when somebody's lying to me. So there is signs and things that you pick up on, but like her eye twitching, bro, come on.
Yeah. I think she has a poker face. I think her poker face is really good, to be honest. So I don't know about the eye twitching. I do love
to sit there and like, she knows she's a traitor, but like she's like sitting there like unfazed as she's being called out. Like the way she handles it is so good. Like she's not reactive. You know, she's not like popping off, and it's like she's doing such a good job, even when she has a target on her back.
Yeah, I definitely saw some clips from like Housewives reunions, and you don't come for Phaedra. She'll shut you down.
I've never watched, but I'm gonna now. Big Phaedra fan over here.
Watch the clips; they're pretty iconic. So yeah, I just love then when he voted, she was like twitchy eyes or something. She called him. I was like,
that was funny. Yeah, because my eyes twitching.
So good.
Do I think that Phaedra's gonna be able to get out of this? No, I think that she does have a big target on her back, but I think that I don't think she's gonna be next.
I don't think she's gonna be next.
I don't think she's gonna be next, but I don't think she's gonna make it to the end, which sucks because I think she could have won the whole thing.
Yeah, so right before we'll talk about who she recruits because I have a lot of thoughts about that too. But I thought John brought up a good point that like people should think about for other seasons, where he said to Parvati, like, you were never worried about murder. You were always only worried about banishment. And that's how I know you're a traitor. And that's so true. Like during the safety chain, Parvati didn't really plead because she knew she couldn't be murdered. She's a traitor. So I think if you're a traitor, you have to act more worried about murder too. You know? Do you get what I'm saying?
100%. Especially when everybody else is worried. I think that was such a good read. Who was it, Trishelle?
That was John that said that. But
that was such a good take because that's so true. If you're just chilling and everybody's panicking, then it's like, all right. So good take.
Yeah, something with that. That was good for John. What else happened? Oh, I love... so Peter's kind of chiming in about Phaedra. I thought the editing was weird here because, like, in the beginning of the episode, Peter's like, I don't know about Phaedra, but then, like, votes for her. I think the editing sometimes is a little weird. I don't know if you pick up on that. But, so, yes. Then Peter comes out and kind of starts saying some stuff to Phaedra, and she shuts him down by bringing up that moment.
Him, like, just literally blew his spot up.
That was the perfect thing to say.
Oh my God. Especially at a round table when there's so much heat on you like that, it's like, and there's attention on somebody else, to drop a bomb like that, Phaedra, that was how she saved her game. Yep. Personally, I think that you like exposing that, and then you see everybody's reaction around the round table, and like, oh shit, now they're looking at Peter sideways. I was like, Phaedra, that's when you save shit like that and you drop it at the right time. And that was a really good game move by her. But I think that Peter, I think he started strong. I think he was playing a really good game. And now he's trying to do too much. Like, you're doing a lot, bro. You're doing way too much. You're cutting deals over here. You're cutting deals with Parvati that you want her out. It's like, stick to your guns. Do what you have to do. And now you're overplaying it. And I think that that's going to cost him his game. But good bomb by Phaedra.
I think it was perfect because it was true too, so he couldn't
Yeah.
really argue it.
Yeah.
And you could tell, like John and Kevin, who are usually Peter's allies, were like,
Yeah. Looking at him funny. Yeah.
So I actually think Peter's gone like the next episode. I think he gets banished. I think he's not long for the game, but I could be wrong. I think people are starting to be like, okay, Peter.
I don't think he's gonna get banned. I wouldn't, if I was a traitor, I wouldn't banish Peter. Because now people are onto him.
Well, not murder, banish.
Murder. Yeah, I wouldn't murder Peter because I was like, all right,
No.
people are looking at him funny, keep him, and then yeah, he'll get banished. Yeah. So I think his game blew up already. Like I just
Because think about it. I feel like he's acting sus, he's butting up to Parv, now that conversation in the dungeon or whatever, and they still have in the back of their mind, they didn't bring it up, but maybe he was recruited and he lied about turning it down. 100%. I think that's what is sus. And I get it. He's playing it wrong right now.
Yeah, he's doing too much, Peter. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, how are you going to overdrive now? It's like,
yeah.
Man.
He needed Bergie.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So we lose Parv here. I think the 4 votes for Phaedra were Peter, Parv, Kevin, and Trishelle, but they probably knew Parv was leaving anyway. Yeah. Do you have a eulogy for Parvati? How do you think she played?
I think she played. Listen, I'm a fan of Parvati. I loved watching her. I think she played a good game, but I think that like she was damned either way. You come like the target on her back. Like I think that a few of these people, like the Bravo people, weren't so much like up to like weren't aware of like the caliber of the game that these people played or how good they truly are. But I think that like, you know, like Janelle knows how Parvati plays and she knows how Sandra is. So I think that she came in with a big target, but I think she played a great game. I think one of my favorite moments is when she poisons Ekin-Su and she just like handed off. Like she was entertaining to watch. But I think, like I said, a lot of people are onto her. I think that aligning with Dan, I think she played a little too paranoid and a little too safe and quiet, and I think that that's what cost her her game. But
yeah,
I was rooting for her. I was really. It was definitely somebody that I was like, damn, I want to see you do your. I want to see what tricks you have up your sleeve and do your thing.
Yeah,
I think murdering Peter was such a bad move.
Murdering him?
When she went to go, oh no, when was it? Who did they try to murder? Oh, recruit. I'm sorry.
Oh, recruit. Yes.
Trying to recruit Peter was such a bad play on her end. Like she should have tried CT or somebody else. But
someone who would definitely say yes.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So, although Peter probably should have said yes, but whatever. That's his own problem. Yeah, I love Parv. I thought it was fun, her and Phaedra, like the dynamic between them, and I just love, you know, like she's calling her an ice princess and stuff. Yeah. It was a fun, you know, I'm happy Parv did the show. She wasn't long for the game. I think you're right. Buddied up with Dan too much. If you're both traitors and you're acting like you're best friends, it's probably not the best idea.
Not the move. Split up.
Yeah.
Get away from me. Like, go do your thing. I'll do my thing. Like, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was definitely like a good watch. I was really excited to see her play.
Yeah, and she lasted long. I mean, she had heat on her from day one, so she lasted pretty long considering she had heat on her for so long.
Oh, yeah.
So, good on Parv. Obviously, Phaedra's alone, so we knew that a recruitment was coming, but I did not expect her to recruit Kate, and I don't think I agree with this.
I don't agree with it either.
It's not good.
Me and you, right? We should play. Traitors, call us. I don't know. I think that was such a bad move from her. I think that she should have brought in, I don't know, somebody that she's not as close with or somebody that's on the other side. Like, you know, I think even a Trishelle.
Yeah.
You know, a Trishelle or somebody that has it out for her, somebody that's gunning for her. I would have gone for one of those people like, oh, you have it out for me? Now I'm going to pull you in. Now you got to work with me. You know, so it's like, why bring in Kate when you already know you have her as an ally? You know she has your back. You know she's not going to vote for you. She's going to have your back at roundtable. She just did. I think that was such a desperate move from her because she felt as an outsider, right? She got kind of targeted at the roundtable, so she's like, quick, let me find a safety net, somebody that I feel good with, somebody that I know that they have my back, and I think that was just such a bad play. But also, I got to give it to her. She doesn't know how to play these games. and she's doing such a good job at them.
Yeah,
You
she
know,
is.
she's doing such a good job at it. So it's like bad move on her end, but we'll see what they do. I just don't think Kate's gonna be. I don't know.
I don't think this is gonna end. I don't know. I don't feel good about it. I think
Same.
you're right. Like she will defend her to the end. Like you don't need her to be a traitor.
You
Like
got her. Grab somebody that doesn't trust you. Grab somebody that's trying to take you out. You know?
I would grab Trishelle. That's the easy
Peter.
one.
I'll go for Peter again. It's like, oh, you don't want to?
And then
Guess what? Let's double down, or you die,
yes,
or you go home.
because they probably are going to banish him anyway. So if you make him a traitor, then you kind of just I don't know. What do you think? If
It's already on him, so he would be so paranoid at breakfast already. It's like he would have spiraled at breakfast. So it's like, oof, I would have gone for Peter.
what do you think if she had picked CT?
I think that's another reason. I think CT would be the best trader.
So fun.
Oh my God, he would be the best trader, and I'm dying to see him as a trader because I just know he would be so good at it. But I think it's another kind of like, hey, you know, you have CT, he has your back, he just like saved you, kind of like he didn't vote for you, and he was one of the last votes. So I think that's another like you don't have to bring him in. I would bring. It's like keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. That's how I would have played that, and I would have brought in somebody that targeted me at round table. That's how I would have.
Yep, I agree.
You know, and basically, essentially, that kills a vote for the next roundtable. Like now they got to be with you. Like now they have to have your back. So
that's the other thing. I also think I wonder if because she always felt so disconnected from the other traders and Dan and Parv that she was like, I finally want my friend in the traders.
I think that's exactly what it was. I think that's exactly what it is. You could tell that Dan and Parvati were so close, and I think that's good take, Sharon.
I'm picking up on things, guys. I'm getting better at this stuff.
I want to see you play.
You definitely don't.
A few people that I would love to see, and like you definitely want. I would love to see you play one of these games.
Thanks,
I think
Josh.
you would be so good, but
I don't know. Or people are gonna be laughing at me. Why are you doing interviews? You don't know what you're doing.
That's a given.
All right. So how do we think this is gonna play out with Kate? Do you think Kate's gonna last longer than Phaedra, or Phaedra? I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't think that Kate has the cemented relationships that Phaedra has. I think that Phaedra has people in her corner, and have her back. I don't know. I really don't know I just don't think it was a good move, a good game move on Phaedra's end. But and I really don't know how I see Kate being a traitor. Like I don't know she's gonna be a good traitor. I really don't. But she'll probably surprise all of us. But I don't know. I don't like the move.
Yeah.
I hope that I don't know how. I think the way that Phaedra could have survived longer, kind of gotten out of this web of the heat being on her, was pulling in Peter, letting Peter spiral, him being a traitor, the heat's already on him, raise that paranoia and like kind of sprinkle it over here, sprinkle it over there. Hey, look at Peter, he's acting funny. Boom, they banish his ass. But now Kate being in the mix, I'm just like, I think Peter was the best pick for her.
Yeah, I don't know. And then also like, I don't see this going well. I feel like the Faithfuls are going to end up winning. No?
100%.
Trishelle and CT, I don't see them.
Trishelle, I think.
Sandra.
I don't know. By the way, I was just with Johnny and I told him, this is the first show where like I don't want any spoilers because I am so hooked. I am hooked.
Yeah.
I love it. And I'm like, please don't spoil this shit for me. Like the topic came up and I was like, nope. I ran from the table. But I really do see the Faithfuls winning. And I see CT getting there. I see Sandra getting there. I see Trishelle getting there. And I really do Faithfuls are going to take it. Also completely off topic, but watching this just goes to show how good Cirie. Shout out to Cirie.
Shout out. Yeah.
Like, dude, it just goes to show how fucking good she is at these games and how good she was at Traitors. You just got
She was the perfect trader.
She was the perfect trader. Played it so good. She literally played the game like a faithful being a trader. Like, I don't think it's ever going to be. I mean, I don't think anybody's ever going to play it as a flawless game as she did.
Yeah.
You know, do I think, she played with half rookies and half people that have been on TV? Yeah, but still, it just still goes to show that girl, that she's just great.
What did you think when she said that she still thinks Big Brother is the hardest game of everything she's played?
I agree. I
Yeah.
completely agree. I've never played Survivor. I think if I played Survivor, I would say Survivor is the hardest. But I agree. I think with Big Brother, you can't turn it off. There's no escape.
Yeah.
There's no, you're dreaming and all you're thinking about is the game. It's weird. They pump something into the air. They put something in the food. I just played reindeer games for 10 days and I thought I was in the house for 85 days. Like, it's insane what that house does to you. But I agree. I think that, I mean, and it's crazy because for the longest time, people have thrown that out there. Oh, which game is the hardest? And I've played the challenge 5, 6, 7 times, well, 6 times.
Wow.
And I still, to this day, think Big Brother is way harder.
Okay. Is it mentally harder? You're
Mentally,
like, yeah.
it's just exhausting, especially towards the end. Like, especially when you make like top 5. Oh my God. I mean, I wasn't eating. I dropped so much weight. My anxiety was like, I was breaking out in hives because your brain doesn't stop. It's just thinking, I want to get the hell out of this place, and then how do I survive the next one? How do I get through the next one? How do I make top 3? How do I win? You know, you just don't stop. And like with the challenge, like it's physical stuff, and then you're able to disconnect and like, all right, I'm not going into elimination. I have 2 days to chill till the next challenge.
True.
With Big Brother, it never turns off. It's always from the moment you walk in until whatever it is that you leave, you're on. So
And
yeah,
there's so much time to just like rethink, and yeah, it's just like a long ass game.
well, yeah, you go to sleep and you wake up and somebody's in your face on the, oh, who are we fucking putting on the, who are we back to? I'm like, dude, take a beat. Like, but yeah, it consumes you. It's just like, it's a warped reality and it's just a lot.
Yeah.
But I love it. I can't wait to go back.
Yeah. I can't wait to see that, Josh. One of my questions I'm asking everyone is like, and I don't know the answer to this, but is there an optimal way to win as a traitor or faithful, or do you think it like sort of depends on the cast and the situation?
I think it depends on the cast, and I think it depends on, for anyone that goes into these games with a strategy, it's really, you could talk a big game, but it's like it's all about adapting. It's all about the people that are there. Every game is different because you don't know who's in the mix, and it's really just like, who do you connect with? Who are you able to build relationships with? And who do you not vibe with? And it's kind of, you have to adapt to the personalities, to the game that's being thrown at you. And I think that if you have the qualities of being able to adapt and being a social person where you're able to connect with people, then that already puts you in a good spot, which you see with Peter. Like, Peter came from The Bachelor, but he's a likable dude. He was able to form really good relationships, and he's able to adapt every single day, every single minute. He was just able to adapt, and I think that that's a quality that you have to have. I think, like, another example, Dan. I think Dan came in with the same, I'm just gonna sit back and let everybody rip each other's heads off, and then I'm gonna go into the confessional and talk a big game. And it's like, well, buddy, that's not gonna work in 2024. Like, it's not gonna work. I mean, he could come into a winter season and he's gonna get cooked, because like, that's not gonna work. You know, you gotta realize the player that you are. You gotta start playing like that. And I think that you're such a huge threat. Play like either play defense or play aggressive, but you gotta play. You don't have the privilege of sitting back because you're a goat. Yeah. So play like a goat.
Yeah, I think having like a warmness too, like, and again, this is not a slight at Dan or Parv, they come off a little cold, whereas like someone like a Suri is just like, even Phaedra, like, you want to be like their best friend almost. Yeah. I don't know. I think that's an important quality that you can't really teach.
100%. You can't teach that. I think even like Phaedra, perfect example, Phaedra. I think that, and I hate to say this because I love this person and I'm her biggest fan and I fucking loved her on Traitors, but Janelle.
Oh.
But that's why we love Janelle, because Janelle to be on TV in the early days and to still be the same person, that's something that just needs to be like, that is so overlooked. Like, that needs to be highlighted more. Janelle has not changed. She's been true to who she is. The games have not changed her. She's still real. She still speaks her mind. She's unfiltered. Sometimes like, Janelle, shut up. Like, Janelle, God damn it, that's not a good game. Like in All Stars watching her, I was like, Janelle.
Yeah.
But that's who she is, and that's why we love her, and that's why I love to watch her. But I think that I forgot now I'm fanning out about Janelle. I forgot where I was going with that.
No,
But
there's just certain qualities that.
so I think with her, it's like Janelle's, and it's a little like me. Like she either likes you or she hates. Like she either loves you or she hates you. She doesn't. She's not fake. And I think that with these games, you just got to be a little. I wouldn't say fake, but a little friendly and have a softer side of you.
That's
and
true.
I think that Janelle, like if she doesn't like you, she's not going to waste her time, which I really respect that. So.
Love that. You mentioned a bunch of Big Brother players you want to see play. Any challengers you want to see? Any?
Oh yeah. People? I mean, I think there's a few people that I think would be. I mean, there's a lot of Big Brother players that I would love to see play. But I think there's a few people in the challenge world that I think that would do really good. Me and this guy are not friends anymore, but I don't have anything bad to say. But I think Wes.
Yeah.
I think Wes, it's either going to go two ways because I know him really well. And if he plays, remember this moment, he's either going to be really good as a faithful or he's going to get so paranoid and be discovered as a traitor, but he's going to be great TV. I think he's going to be great. I think it's going to be a CT situation where he's going to be such a good faithful and they're going to keep him around because he's going to kill it in missions. Or as a traitor, he's going to overplay it and they're going to find him out. But I would love, either way, I would love to see him play. I would love to see Cam.
Yeah.
Cam is, I know she's about to be due any day now.
Yeah.
But Cam is somebody that she has such good reads. She is such, I don't even think the challenge highlights it enough what a good social player she is and like what a good strategist. She's one of my favorite people to strategize with that doesn't come from Big Brother on the challenge. I would love to see her play Traitors. And me, God damn it.
I think it's coming. I think it's going to happen.
Your boy's in a contract already.
I know. And Josh, I still can't decide if I would want you to be a traitor or faithful. Like I can't. I feel like I don't know. We need you as a faithful, I think. But like,
I think I would love to be a faithful.
Yeah, you'd be so good at a faithful.
I think I would just be popping off left. I would be murdered. I would be. The funny thing is, we play this game all the time. What is it called? I forget all the time.
Not Mafia, right?
We play Mafia. There we go.
Okay.
We play Mafia all the time on the challenge, and I'm the first one that they murder because I'm like the biggest reaction, and I'm the one that's always popping off and calling people out. But I think I'm very intuitive, so I think I would be really good. But I do think. And I think that like I just get very passionate. So I think I would be great at roundtables, but I think that people would, if I'm not a traitor, my ass is getting murdered quick because I'm going to call everybody and their moms out. Like if I'm onto you, I'm going to make sure everybody votes you out. Like I'm not going to give that. Like I'm going to lock in and do whatever it takes. So great TV, but I don't know how well I would do.
Well, yeah, I just want you there for at least TV. And if you are a traitor, you still have to act like the faithful Josh, screaming at people and stuff. Like, gotta do that.
Well, I can't give you all my.
I know.
Well, we don't know what the future holds, so we'll see.
Yeah, and I feel like the game is actually evolving. Like, sort of some of the stuff that Peter's been doing this season, and like, I don't know. I think it's going to continue to kind of evolve in a good way.
100%.
And we might see someone. I think the producers or someone said Bananas might get another shot. I don't know. We might.
I hope so. Yeah. Johnny would have been so good at this game. That was something that I was a little disappointed at because he's just, and as a faithful, he would have been so good, you know. But I think that Dan just like he was like, dude, this guy knows how to play these games. He knows how to. I think Johnny would have for sure spotted Dan out.
Yeah. Yep.
Kind of like CT did, kind of like they all did. But I think that I hope he gets another shot because he's good. He's good TV.
Yeah, I loved him on House of Villains. It was fun.
Oh yeah.
Anything else before we wrap up, Josh? This was so fun. I always love catching up with you.
Thank you. I could do this anytime.
I actually think you've been on the podcast more than anyone.
Really?
I think so. This is the third time.
Oh, what an honor.
Yeah.
I'll pat myself on the back for that.
No, I appreciate you.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm just such a big fan of the show, and it's just good TV. Like they really Traitors. You did your thing with this one because this is just such a good watch, and I'm excited to see how it plays out.
Me too.
It's so wild. It's like Traitors and Survivor now. It's like two things I geek out about. I can't even talk anymore. It should be
It's been a long day.
Yeah,
No.
it's been a day.
No, I agree. Well, again, thank you for being here. For the listeners, please like and subscribe. I hope to talk to Parvati. We'll see. I'm doing exit interviews here and there, and I'd love to chat with her and see what happened there. But yeah,
Nice.
we'll see. Thanks, Josh. Appreciate
Thank you,
it.
my friend.